Okay, very good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Cone Racing League. We're here for season number 8, round 4 of this Tier 3 season. A bit of a different commentary team tonight. Hedgehog 11, probably recognise the voice, is your host. Alongside Liam. Good evening, Liam.
Good evening, Hedge. How are you
I'm
tonight?
very good, my friend. This is a first, isn't it? Me and you on commentary together.
Yeah, this is a first, and I heard your commentary before, obviously in HRL.
Yeah.
And I believe you did Tier 2 comms last year?
Yeah, I did. Full season in Tier 2 last year. I did actually plan on having a break this season, but I've been roped back in a couple of times. So, but I don't mind. It's good to. You never lose it, do you? You never lose the interest. It's always there, so it's good to come back now and then. So yeah, looking forward to tonight.
Of course, and tonight as well, we have the one-shot qualifying and sprint race tonight. And I believe this is the first for this season, so should be very interesting.
Yeah, we were saying then, we're pretty much straight into it tonight. There's no rest rules. We're kind of straight into the one-shot quality, so it's kind of difficult in a one-shot quality, keep it with everything that's going on, but we'll try our best. And of course, they set the grid for the sprint. Have you kept up to date with Tier 3 at all this season, in the first few rounds?
I have not, no, I have not.
Lovely honesty, I appreciate the honesty. I've not even, to be fair, up until I commentated with Josh last week. Bit of a last minute thing. So I think we did Monaco together last week, because Monaco, as always, was very interesting. So kind of got up to speed last week. Of course, we're only in round 4, so it's very, very early. We'll go through the standings and whatnot a little bit later on. But like you say, he's not really a clear favourite yet, is it? Because you're so early into the season, it's kind of wide open.
Yeah, I mean, in Cone, and especially in Tier 3, anything can happen. And, you know, we've got a long 15 races this season, so yeah, there's plenty of opportunity for everyone to take home surprise results and big points. And it looks like Veloce Jr. and Leon fighting for pole position. It's going to be very, very close come the checkered flag. Who's your prediction for pole?
I'm just on board with Mazzles at the moment. He did win in Monaco last week. He dominated in Monaco last week, to be fair. Really, really dominant performance. Liam, I am being told by Nathan that your mic and game volume is a little bit too loud, if you can possibly look at that. I don't really know how you can. Maybe you might pick up now, possibly, or...
yeah, let me just figure this out. Don't worry.
No problem. Over there is your one-shot qualifying result. I did actually miss the top of it then because it's cut me off. But I believe. Oh, my game volume. Sorry, yeah, not wouldn't be yours, would it?
Yeah.
But your mic. I'll have a look at that for you. Give me a second. It's been a while since I streamed F1, so do bear with me. I'll quickly run through the one-shot quality results before I have a look at it. So. I'm not great at pronouncing names. I want to say that's Veloce?
I am Junior.
Yeah, we'll go with Veloce. Again, I apologise if that's incorrect, but he takes pole in the Ferrari. Leon, as you mentioned, was battling for pole. He did get second in the end. Fandango, who seems to be really, really good in qualifying. Fandango doesn't have much luck in the races, but he managed to get a P3. Followed by Mazzles, again, who won last week in Monaco. He completes the top 4. Going down towards the bottom, Nacho, Polishman and Deluxey, your bottom 3. I'd go for everyone, Liam, but we ain't got much time. We're pretty much straight into the sprint now.
Yep, and it should be interesting. 9 laps. You might want to sort out my microphone as well. So I've already sorted it from my end.
Yeah, I'm just going to check my game volume now. I do think I changed it recently. Oh, look at the...
Oh my dear God!
Wow.
Now this should throw a spanner into the works. It's wet, ladies and gentlemen, and by the looks of things, torrential rain.
Is that any better on the stream? Again, I apologise. I've not streamed for a long, long while on F1. So if someone can let me know, hopefully that's a little bit better. But yeah, you're not wrong. It is literally pouring down in France, which could make things. I mean, I always say as a commentator, when it rains. It's great, isn't it? It's great. Like, to sit back and just watch these lot race in the rain is nothing better.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's so much opportunity and so much concentration needed to pull off a wet weather masterclass. it really separates men from the boys. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I know myself. I would really. How do I word this? Focus on the wet weather side of things when I used to league races seriously. So, you know, a lot of concentration needed.
I think it's certainly, obviously, it's a massive part of the race when it rains. You know, I don't think any. I mean, some drivers may prefer rain to dry conditions, but I'd imagine the majority prefer racing in the dry. Of course, it does impact the race massively, especially in conditions like this where it's not just light rain. It's very heavy rain. Only a 9-lap sprint ahead of us, Liam. So it's going to be a pretty quick sort of race, which is the whole point of a sprint race. You can see every driver on the grid is on the intermediate tyres, and of course, no pit stops are necessary. So the only concern you've got here as a driver is, and on a track like France, you can see you've lost already. Is we'll call him Veloce. I've lost Veloce. Has a bit of a wobble now at turn 2, but I think the only concern, or one of the main concerns, in a sprint race format is one little blip at the start of the race, and you've not got long to catch yourself back up into the race.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and there's already a DSQ between Greg and Little One, so
a little bit of drama already.
Already in the formation up, just these little things. I mean, it's very hard to stop the car in the rain, and especially in this game, these cars are so tricky. It'll be very interesting to see how these drivers cope in these conditions. Very interesting that the game set them on intermediates, considering it looks very heavy out there.
It does. It looks. Well, you're not wrong at all. I've been told the stream is much better now, Liam. So problem solved.
Let's go.
It wouldn't be a CRL stream without a few issues, would it?
No,
just quickly, the point system for the sprint race, the top 6 are all able to score points. Obviously, P1 gets 6 points down to P6 that can score the 1 point. Of course, pretty much everyone knows it already, but those that don't, this sets the grid for the main race a little bit later on. But yeah, 9 laps ahead of us. The rain potentially looking like it's calming down a little bit, and I don't think we'll see the dries at least until possibly the very end of this session, but certainly not anytime soon, Liam.
Yeah, certainly not anytime soon, and I don't think the dries would even come out at all in this race.
No, possibly not. It'll only be 9 laps.
So, again, all to play for. I expect lap times to be 1 minute 40s at least, but we'll see. Drivers now lining up on the grid.
Yeah, on board with Nacho. I was going to say he's back on the grid. He's not. The car behind him, I think that is IRC Connect. It is IRC Connect. So he's 17th on the grid, but at the moment he's at the back. So possibly an incident now in the formation lap for the Williams driver. Just waiting for him to line up as he approaches the line. A couple of DSQs there. Mazel's right at the end getting a DSQ as well. Of course, Mazel's I've mentioned won last week in Monaco. We'll go over the race results and the standings a little bit later on. We don't really have time to do it now because, like I say, we're straight into it tonight. But 20 cars on the grid ahead of a 9-lap sprint around France, the Paul Ricard circuit. Quite a fair run down to turn 1. And in these conditions, it's even more tricky to get away. It is lights out and away we go here. And it's a very quick start for Fandango, who could possibly jump them both here on the run down to turn 1. In the McLaren on the inside line. He did start in P3, Fandango. Possibly have a look on the Alpine in front of him. He's going to lose a place potentially though to the Haas of Mazel's. Fandango does go off the track there, Liam. But he doesn't hold his place. He actually loses the place to Mazel's in. I'm going to get the changes up for you.
Yep, and by the looks of things, no major damage, no front wings lost in the process. So everyone getting away nice and cleanly. And there's already...
Yeah, Red Bull's gone. I think that is Ferguson. Oh, no, it's is it
Jay Hart now?
Oh, Jay Hartnell, yeah, I saw Draper drop as well, but Draper's in the Alpha Tauri, so whether he was possibly involved, there's a little connection here between Jay Hartnell and KXI. Was it KXI? It was KXI.
Yes.
A little bit of contact. There's also damage on the McLaren of MKP. Left end plate damage to MKP. He's not lost a place. Oh, he's lost 4 places, sorry. My game had a bit of a bug there. He's lost 4 places. And he's going to continue to lose places, Liam, with that damage. You can see he's dropping quite a fair bit now. He's made contact with the half of Gossier as well. So possibly a pit stop.
Oh wow! And the two Williams take out each other. Sorry to interrupt you there. IRT Connects collides with Cyril Nacho, and that puts an end to their sprint races.
Well,
or
that won't
at
go
the very
down
least.
well. That won't go down well in the Williams garage, will it, if they wiped each other out? There's a yellow flag on track. Possibly more incidents as well in there. See that KXI's dropped 7 places, might have get dropped 5. Towards the front, Harry Palmer is one of the biggest winners though in the Alfa Romeo. He's jumped 3 from 9th to 6th. Weather, Ross behind him. Ooh, nearly hit him. A little one's got off the track. What's happened there?
I don't know. He must have collided with somebody.
The full course safety car, Liam. What a crazy start to the sprint race.
That is a absolutely bonkers start to this race. I mean, so much drama already. The two Williams colliding together. The
Chaos.
The issues between Jay Hartnell and KXI.
And MKP
it really
as well.
is a tier 3 classic.
It is already 1 lap into the sprint. You see 4 drivers at the back pitting. Little one didn't even make it to the end of the first lap. His sprint is over. Little one actually got he qualified in the top 2 in Monaco last week, and he was leading the race at one point, and he ended up retiring in the switch. It was a retirement last week in Monaco, and a retirement in France. So a tricky week for Little one, and he'll be starting the race later on, right at the back of the grid, Liam.
Yeah, I mean. That's unfortunate to DNF at such a point scoring position. I think he was 6th with Harry Palmer, so points lost. But again, this is only just a sprint. There's still 29 laps to be raced later on.
There is indeed. There is indeed.
You know, there's plenty of opportunities available, and you know. Safety car out now. I mean, we're going to be under safety car for about 2 laps.
Yeah.
And from the looks of things, Veloce Jr. controlling the race. Mazzles is, well, from the start at least, from my point of view, he was able to nitpick his way through the field and get up to 2nd. I wonder if he'll be able to do the same with Veloce Jr.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because Veloce is the only driver on the track that's not gained or lost position. He's held ground. He's the only driver that started in his position and he stayed there in P1. Every other driver's either lost places or gained places. That's interesting that he's the only one. You mentioned Mazzles, of course, winner last week in Monaco. Dominant performance last week in Monaco for Mazzles. Very experienced driver in Cone. He's up 2 places and Craigo up 3. So Craigo and Mazzles having a little bit of a battle in the championship. We'll go through the full standings later on. But Craigo does sit top at the moment on 52 points. Mazzles' his win last week. His first points of the season, Mazzles last week, that win in Monaco, puts him up to 8. But Craigo at the moment does lead the championship. There's a pit stop for Jay Hartnell. You mentioned he had an incident on lap 1. So possibly some damage for Jay Hartnell?
Probably, or maybe he's going for a bold one. Oh yeah, he does have wing damage.
Yeah, wing change and new inters. And there's also a pit stop for KXI as well. We also mentioned him. He had an incident on lap 1. So it's called a sprint race, but there's not much sprinting going on here, is there?
No.
In France. It's a little bit of a waiting game at the moment due to the incident. Can someone let me know on the stream that everything's okay? 20 people here, thank you for joining us. But if you can let me know, we've kind of been rushed into it tonight. We're straight into the mix. If someone can check it for me and let me know it's okay. But yeah, a lot of positions gained at the start. We mentioned Harry Palmer early on, and he's at 4, so good start for the Alfa Romeo driver.
Yeah, and I'm a bit biased. I drive for the Alfa Romeo in Tier 1, so
there we go.
I'm very, I'm happy, but I'm not going to say anything. My Alfa Romeo comrade, so.
Yeah, we don't want to. One's already DNF. There's little one that was little one after Ferrari. Little one is an Alfa Romeo, isn't it? So he's DNF already.
It was, so, yes.
Maybe don't curse Harry Palmer. We don't want likely to strike twice, do we? So maybe we won't mention Harry Palmer now until the end of the race. See what happens there. I know that. Oh, there's a change. Oh, and I think Veloce's had a spin. He has. He has.
He has.
All the hard work. He's not going to get them places back here, and he's not. He's off the track. So all the hard work in that first lap to preserve his P1, and one little wobble there has cost him not 1 but 2 places, and Mazzles now leads, and Craigo's also jumped in, Liam, so he's down to P3 now.
Yeah, and that will be very, very frustrating for Veloce Jr. However, plenty of opportunity to gain back these positions. We are about to restart very, very soon. We're just waiting on the AlphaTauri behind and safety car in this lap. And well, for Veloce Jr., it's all about damage control and possibly seizing the race lead again. For drivers like KXI, it's all about trying to make up as much positions to start at the best possible position come 100%. The main race.
And the rain is starting to get very light now, isn't it? I mean, the rain is still falling here, but it's a lot lighter than it was on the formation lap.
Yeah, it is.
Like I say, we've had 2 laps on the safety car conditions now. We are about 20 laps forward. It's Mazzles, due to Veloce's spin, that will get us going again. Mazzles winner last week in Monaco will get us underway again here as we slide down towards turn 1. So it's Mazzles from Craigo, from Veloce, from Leon. Harry Palmer, though, had a quick start here. Eventually, Harry Palmer already up 4 places. Can he make a jump on Leon into turn 1? The battle for P4, Alfa Romeo versus Alpine. And I think Harry Palmer's got the job done. He's a little bit of contact there, though. Leon's have to go off the track. And Harry Palmer's spam. Was there contact between the 2 of them?
No, he just had a little bit of wheel spin coming out the exit, and he just had. And once you get that wheel spin coming out the corner, there's really no saving that car unless you tap on the brakes. But it's a bit unfortunate.
It is the commentator's curse, Liam. We were saying about Harry Palmer in the Alfa Romeo. What's happened to me?
Oh dear. I will never mention an Alfa Romeo on stream again.
Let's keep quiet. Polish man, though, has to have a mention in the Mercedes because he's up 10 places now into P9. He's only 3 places off a possible point finish here, Polish man. It's a great start for him in the Mercedes. A very bad restart though for Harry Palmer. He was up 4, now down 5 as Kinex makes a move on Deluxe. A little bit of contact there between the Williams and the other Mercedes driver. And Deluxe has got Harry Palmer behind him. Harry Palmer knows now he's got work to do if he can get back into them points places. Oh, contact and a massive collision!
Oh my god!
A huge collision involving Kinex and Deluxe here. And it's another safety car, Liam, so the sprint race is not much of a sprint race at all. But that was a huge collision between the Williams driver and the Mercedes driver. I got that on stream. That was on. And how was on them with DNF there? I'll never know. There's no wing on both cars, yet they both survived. But that was a certainly one for the stewards, Liam. And again, we were on the safety car condition, so it's not much racing going on here in France at the moment. Have we completed a full operation yet? I don't think we have.
No, I don't think we have. And as the great Lewis Hamilton once said, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's a marathon we're having here tonight.
Yeah, I mean that was mental. That was a big impact between the 2 of them. And again, I'm quite surprised really. None of them are DNF there. They both completely lost their wings. So both very lucky there. Kinex actually retired in the pits, so his sprint is done with. I'm surprised he's retired in the pits. I can understand maybe a bit of frustration there, but under safety car conditions, he's not out of the race, is it?
No, he really isn't. It's a very strange DNF for Kinex. Maybe he's just got frustrated, doesn't like the rain, and wants to move on to the race.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a good look on the Williams crew. 2 incidents in 4 laps.
Yeah, that'll put it out at all. I mean, that was a big impact between the Mercedes and the Williams there.
They should be counting their lucky stars that they have in DNF. Well, maybe.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one's DNF there because that was a very big impact. Again, I said to go for it very lucky, but obviously Kinex decided to retire in the pits. He stayed in the race. He's got a new wing, and he will join the back of the queue. Apart from that, though, the top 3 remain as they were. Mazzles, Craigo, and of course Veloce. He did lead the race because he started on pole here. He had that wobble under the last safety car. He lost 2 places, and the top 3 remain as they were on the last restart. But yeah, yet to have a full racing lap here, because we approach lap 6. And Liam, there's a possibility of a full racing lap until possibly lap 8, lap 9.
Yeah, I mean, that can always happen. I'm hoping now lap 7 is the lap we go racing again. That way we'll actually have guaranteed racing laps.
Yeah.
But so far not so much of a sprint, as you said.
No, we've seen a lot of the safety car and not a lot of racing yet. But these things happen, you know. There is practice. I mean, obviously everyone's experiences are different, but my previous experiences with France as a commentator is that it's not usually known for safety cars. It tends to be quite not a boring race by any means, but it's a track that's not particularly known for a lot of safety cars. And we've had 2 here in the space of 5 laps on the sprint. We've got at least 1 more lap to come, Liam, under the safety car. But yeah, from my previous experience, I don't know if yours are different, but you don't tend to see safety cars in France that often.
No, I mean, you've barely got any walls surrounding the track, so when you do get a safety car, you can guarantee that there's been a massive accident somewhere around the field. But yeah, from my experience from racing, not much safety cars. But moving swiftly onwards from safety cars, I'm keeping my eye on Polishman, who's done an excellent job for the Mercedes crew.
Yeah.
Up 10 positions, and you know there's still more positions to be had for Polishman. So I wonder if he'll be able to pick these drivers off.
Yeah, I'm looking at the driver standings, and I do believe that Postman is a reserve, unless he's taking a seat this week, and I'm obviously not familiar about it. I do believe that he is a reserve. As is the Luxy, I think that obviously this may be a change since the standings have come out, but I've got it down as MUFC Harvey and Ennis as the two Mercedes drivers. So again, whether that's changed, Postman may be a full-time driver now. I've not been made aware, but I do think he's a reserve, at least according to my knowledge anyway. But yeah, I completely agree. Up 10 places, which is a mega start here, and he's only 3 places off a point finish here, Liam.
Yeah, I mean, and he will have 3 laps of racing to try and pick these drivers off.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully. And as the safety car is going in, Mazel's becomes the de facto safety car once again.
Yeah.
And we'll be hoping to get another good restart as he did last time out. Veloce Ayub Jr. still yet to regain his positions, so will be interesting to see if he does, or if he will stay in 3rd. But these drivers weaving. Go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think with Veloce, I think he's got a point to prove now, hasn't he? Because he's kind of through the race. Maybe not threw it away, of course, he's still 3 laps to go, but he's gifted Mazzles and Craigo 2 places there.
And 2 important places.
Yeah.
I mean, track position in the rain is everything, especially in France.
Early last time, didn't he? He caught a few off guard. Will he go early again? He's held a little bit. He's gone now, though, and again we're underway. Hopefully, some racing for the last 3 laps. We will see, though. Mazzles leads from Craigo from Veloce. There's a big gap down then to 4th place Leon. And the gaps in this occasion seem to be a lot bigger than they were on the previous restart. The closest gap, I think, at the moment is possibly down towards the back, but at the front it's Mazzles from Craigo. Mazzles already, Liam, has pulled over a 1 second gap to Craigo behind him, and the gaps are increasing already on the restart. There's no one really in close quarters at the moment.
No, and that's an incredible restart Mazzles had. Really caught Craigo napping. However, there's still 3 laps to go. 3 laps for anything to happen. Will be interesting to see what happens as we see an Alpine make a move on Cyril Fandango. I'm sorry, I got my words mixed up. And a lot of movement on track.
Yeah.
A lot of movement coming into the dual chicane. And yeah, there doesn't seem to be much contact, sensible racing so far.
Yeah, there was nearly contact between the McLaren and I think it was a Red Bull. It may not have been the Red Bull, but I think it was a Red Bull. But it's an interesting start for Ferguson. He also impressed me last week. Ferguson was really, really good around Monaco. He's got 7 points for himself. As mentioned, Polo was at 10, but Ferguson from 12th to 5th at the moment in the points in the Red Bull. So very, very good race in this sector so far. It could be the odds for our first racing lap without safety car conditions. We're getting there.
Yes,
not yet, but we're close. As a Polishman gains another place, Liam.
And there you go, sensible racing from Polishman, just picking off the field nice and neatly.
Yeah, he's flying.
Will he go for another move? No, he won't.
Fandango might go for a move though. Liam, he's right on the back of Ferguson, but I think Ferguson has got a better exit. It doesn't like there's possibly a little bit of contact between the two of them going into the final corner. Fandango trying to go on the inside here though. Red Bull v McLaren. Fandango got the inside line and has to back out in the end to avoid contact between him and the Red Bull.
Sorry to interrupt you there. Another position gain for Cyril Polishman. An excellent restart he's had so far. But Leon is not going to give that position up. He's going to try and go for the move on Cyril Polishman. There doesn't seem to be much space given by Polishman. However, he'll still have plenty of opportunities to overtake. And I think Cyril Fandango stays ahead of Ferguson.
Veloci could be in trouble here, Liam, because Ross is right on the back of his yellow flag. I think it's Leon. It is Leon. He's got off the track and he's dropping right from the back of the grid. And that puts Polishman within one place now of a point. And he's now gained 12 places as he's on the back of Ferguson. Mazzles' gap was over a second. It's now down to just 2 tenths from Craigo, the championship leader in the Aston Martin. And Oliver's a big fan of Aston Martin, so he'll be rooting for Craigo here. Mazzles continues to lead for now. However, Veloci could be in a little bit of trouble here. What I would say, Liam, is the top 4 pulled away massively from the rest of the grid. He's down 2.5 seconds from 4th down to 5th. And Mazzles, though, has gained a place. He did jump further on that lap and has put his McLaren into 5th. And here comes Polishman to get into the points, and I think he has done it. The wheel over 2 of them. Mercedes v Red Bull, not the first time we've seen Mercedes v Red Bull battling it out, is it? And I think Polishman has got the move done. However, I think he's got the inside line, but he has done it. Polishman, he's in the points, up 13 places now as we enter the last lap, Liam. What a race from this perspective.
Yeah, I mean, like, for Polishman, from pretty much dead last up into 6th, you have to be very proud of yourself. However, it's only just a sprint race. However, let's keep our eyes on Mazzles and Craigo. Mazzles with in first place with 13% ERS compared to Craigo's 38% ERS. Craigo will be the one to try and stop Mazzles here as they come down the Mistral straight now. And it looks like, I think Craigo doesn't have a really good exit. However,
Liam, the wheel to wheel is contact between Ross and Veloci. Ross has just picked up a time penalty though, which will cost him. But these two are not giving it up here in that battle for P3. Of course, that will change due to Ross's penalty. But he's not going to give it up, Ross, though, despite the penalty. He's going to push Veloci to the finish here.
Sorry to interrupt. Mazzles, Craigo, they're so close. Will we see a dive bomb coming into... Oh, I keep forgetting this corner name. And it looks like he's going to go for the gap. He's going to go for the gap. No. Oh, no. Doesn't go for it. However, Mazzles still needs to defend from Craigo. There's still 3 opportunities for Craigo to try and overtake Mazzles. So, will we see a last corner dive bomb? That's the question. And I'm hoping I see one.
The top 4 all battling it out. Even Ross, who's got that penalty, not going to give it up. Mazzles, I think, is just going to bring it home. He won in Monaco last week, and he takes the sprint victory here as well for Haas. It's quite a great fight between him and Craigo. Ross does get jumped. Will Ross stay in the points? I think he will just stay in the points. He will.
Just about.
And Polishman doesn't go in and stay in the points. He drops down to 8th. So whether there's a penalty in there, I'm not too sure. Despite Polishman not getting the points, William, that's still a great effort, gaining 11 places and starting the race in a very healthy P8. But that was a great battle, wasn't it, between Mazzles and Craigo at the end?
That really was, and well, kudos to them for keeping it clean. And you know, from Craigo's perspective, he knows that there's still a main race to go. Judging by how he's driving, he's not really fussed about the sprint race round. So, all to play for. Still another, I think it was 29 laps. I may be wrong, to go.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. I'm not 100% certain myself, but I think it is something like that. Just watched the outlook offline on the softs, and we weren't too far off possible dry tyres there with the rain stopping, but it is a driver of the day performance from Polishman. You can't really disagree with that, can you? The places that he gained. He did just miss out, as mentioned, in that top 6, which is your points finishes. So everyone from Ferguson up will score a point. So Mazzles starts the race on pole and has gained a really important 6 points there. Of course, 30 points last week for that dominant win in Monaco. He's added over 6 points to his tally there. Craigo is top of the championship. They didn't win the sprint in the end, despite pushing Mazzles to the end, but it's a big 5 points for Craigo in the hunt for the championship. Veloci will be disappointed there after starting on pole and, of course, losing the car under the first safety car. If he still gets a P3 finish and a decent amount of points there, he'll be hoping to come back in the race. Fandango, Ross, and as mentioned, Ferguson complete your points finishes for the sprint. But I think it's going to be a good race, Liam. You can see there, even in the sprint, we didn't have much racing, did we, due to the safety cars, but a lot of close quarters racing there, especially between the top 4.
Yeah, and, you know, in my experience, France has always been a great league racing track to commentate on, to drive on. It's always been one of those tracks, but maybe in real life may not produce a lot of action, but in league racing, guaranteed action.
Sorry, McConaughey asked me to show the time slips. I do apologise. I will show them. in this race. But yeah, there you go. There you go. That was an interesting sprint. Of course, the rain played its part. Of course, safety cars played their part as well. We only got, I think it was 3 laps of full racing towards the end. But despite that, the drivers put on a show there in tough conditions. Yes, but sorry, Marconi, I do apologise for not showing the time splits there. But there you go. It sets us up nicely. What I will say is, and as you can see, Liam, the weather looks a lot nicer for the drivers here for the race.
Yep, and that French sun hitting down on the track. Finally, some grip for the drivers to work with.
Yeah.
No more treacherous conditions for them.
No.
But I'm gonna predict Polishman on the podium here tonight.
Wow, he's gone bold there. It's a big prediction, but he's no reason why not. Again, he looked really impressive then in the sprint, and to gain 11, I think it was 11 places in the end, just missed out on the points, but he's proven there, even in tough conditions, that he's more than capable of gaining positions and battling for high points. I think he's definitely one to look out for, but Mazzles is the man who takes pole. Mazzles, you're just thinking now, possibly. Yeah, I think he got a DNF in one race, he missed another race, but then of course won Monaco last week, he's won the sprint race here, he's just starting to hit that bit of form now, and put a marker down for the championship potentially.
And it's all about carrying the momentum throughout the championship as well, so if he can keep this momentum up, it's going to be a great season for him, and potentially a championship winning season. So
no,
very.
Go on, carry on.
No, you can.
Sorry, he jumped in there.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to add to Mazzles then. I was just going to say I've commentated Mazzles and raced alongside Mazzles in numerous different leagues, and of course I remember when he first started in Co, and he was with me in Tier 4, and I remember him winning a race in Singapore. And since then, really, he's kind of kicked on, and I think he's racing Tier 2. I think, and is that Veloce in a wall? It is. That's not a good start. And both Ferraris are in a wall. You can see the one down the track as well. It's Baguette, so that's not the start that Ferrari wanted to the formation. That doesn't fill you with confidence, does it?
Well, I mean, maybe they're taking too much after Charles Leclerc after he's binned it in France last year. So maybe a little less Charles and a little bit more racing.
No, what I would say about Veloce is, I don't want to jump the gun in any way, but he does look like he's got a mistake in him, and I wouldn't want to sort of call a driver out for that, but we've seen all the things, the safety car, he made a mistake, we've seen them under the formation lap, he's made a mistake, so he definitely wants to keep an eye out on. A quick look at the tyres, and he nearly goes into the back of the Williams as well. Not the greatest driving from Veloce under the formation lap. I know that he wants to try and get back up for his P3, but a little bit reckless there. But as for the tyres, Liam, only MKP, and I rate it, going for an alternate strategy, on the medium tyre, the rest of the grid on the hard. What do you make of MKP's medium selection?
I mean, I've commentated on Tier 4 last season, so I've got high hopes and high expectations for MKP. And you know what? Given what we've seen last time out, he might not be too crazy for going on the mediums.
MKP is the current Tier 4 champion, isn't he? Am I right in saying?
Yes, you're completely right.
Yeah. Again, I didn't commentate over him last season, but I was informed that he had a very good season. Of course, he won the championship, so obviously he must have had a good season to be crowned champion. He's come up to Tier 3, got a point to prove, and I know that when I won Tier 4 and came up to Tier 3, I really did struggle. Wasn't an easy jump for myself personally, so I wish him all the best, and hopefully he can score some points. And he was going for a different strategy. He's the only driver on the grid that's not gone for the hard, and I respect that. I think that's a good move. You know, and I think it could potentially pay off. Oh, yes, it's been DSQ'd.
You
so,
say?
Yeah, there we go. It happens again.
You say that.
It always tends to happen, doesn't it? When as a commentator, you try praising someone and then bang, you get hit with some
instant karma.
But here we go. 27 laps ahead of us. Season number 8, round number 4 of this Tier 3 championship in CRL. We've had 9 lap sprint race. We adapt to dry weather now, and Mazzles is going to get us underway here in France. And we get on board with Fandango for now as we keep around that top 4. And we are underway in France as we approach turn number 1, and Mazzles gets a good start there, as does Frager. What a start it is though for Ferguson, who jumped 2 or 3 there to get into 2-1. His contact with Fandango, it's pushed him off the track. It was a great start for Ferguson, but I think he's lost the place again.
Yep, and there's a lot of avoiding action being taken. Polishman already up into P5, so an excellent start for him. And it looks like my prediction may be coming true. However, there's still more action between the AlphaTauri and the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo eager to make the position up on the AlphaTauri. In the wall, there's Deluxy in the wall. Yep,
he's out.
Yep, and that's a terrible start for
the Ferrari off as well, which is forget. We have got a VSC on lap 1, so we were saying that it's not known for safety cars here. We've had 2 in the sprint race, and potentially still one to come in the feature race as well. But here the Mercedes is out in their first DNF of the evening. Quick look at position changes. Muzzle and Craig have held their ground on angle at 1. It was a great launch from Ferguson, who did gain 3 up until turn 1 when he was pushed a little bit wide by Fandango, but he still gained 2 places. And you already mentioned Paul's, but he's really impressed us in the sprint race, and again here he's gained 3 places in the feature race. He's got fire, the right Polish man so far. I don't want to curse him again. We don't want to jinx somebody, but a good start. But speaking of bad starts, Liam, Veloce, it's kind of getting from bad to worse. I mean, it was such a good start for these, of course, getting the pole position in the one-shot quali. He's now down into 7th.
And the only thing I could say here is just don't give up. I mean, there's still 26 laps to go, 25 when we cross the line. So there you go, racing underway. Veloce Jr. probably one to watch out for. He has the pace to be up in the top.
Yeah.
Only a matter of time for his pace to show.
Craig under pressure here from the McLaren off Fandango. Fandango, of course, gained 2 places at the start. Another yellow flag towards the back. I think it is involving Jay Hartnell, possibly that guy Draper as well. Draper is dropping considerably at the back. In fact, he's dropped all the way to last in 19th. He's also involving Veloce again, and it is Veloce, and it is going from bad to worse. And we've cursed him again. He's now down 11 places. The man that was on pole at the start of the sprint race is now down into P14, and his 40 tyres now won't be in the greatest condition either. Towards the front now, Craig will still on the back of Mazzles, but Fandango, Ferguson and Polishman, and even Dragon on speed as well, and Ross in this battle. It's a 7-horse race at the front at the moment.
And it's all about saving the ERS at this point. Like, none of these, if you were in Craig's position, you'd be delighted.
Yeah.
You have the DRS, you have somewhat track position.
Yeah.
So it's all in his favour now. However, Mazzles, if I were him, I'd probably be thinking of maybe doing an undercut to maybe gap Craigo in the pit lane, pit window.
There was a lovely battle there between Little One and KXI, 2 former teammates, 2 very good friends, and a nice little battle there between the 2 of them. Little One, to be fair to him, of course, he had a disastrous sprint race, DNFing, wasn't he, at the start of the race. He's got 9 places already. We know he's got ridiculous pace. It would be wrong to say he's not one of the favourites for a title fight here, because he's got the pace to do so. He's got 9 places here, Little One. He's not too far behind Gossier and MKP, the current Tier 4 champion, who opted for the medium strategy, the only drive on track. He didn't opt for the hard, and it's paying off so far, Liam. He's up 5 places, MKP in the McLaren.
Maybe it's an underdog performance that's being unravelled here. However, I won't say too much as I curse so many drivers here tonight.
Yeah, careful. Let's not curse another one. There's Dragon on speed has a bit of a wobble there, and gifts the place to Ross. Ross has lost the place though since the start of the Grand Prix, so he hopes to get that back. As George went, it's a great little battle here. The 2-horse race has turned into a 3-horse race, and possibly even a 4-5-horse race as well. As Fandango and Ferguson in the mix. Polishman not too far behind the red bull line. The other change then at Little One is now at 10th. He's already cleared half to the grid, Little One, in 3 laps. So what a start to the race it is for the Alfa Romeo driver. So he now put pressure on MKP, who's on the medium tyre, of course, in front of him. In terms of the top 6, however, Ross is the only driver that's lost the place, so he needs to try and get that back in the Alpine.
Yeah, and to be honest, he's in this little train now. He can start thinking about saving fuel. If maybe he underfueled
a yellow again, Liam. I think it's involving Connect and Williams having a bad night, aren't they, so far? They're both at the bottom of the grid.
I think the only word to describe it would probably be disaster class.
Yeah.
So
I can't disagree with that at all. And Veloce in a battle again, and he's now Veloce. Well, he was joking, then he's back in now. but watching down into P14. And speaking of bad nights, not just Williams, but Ferrari as well. They're down in 40 to 50 at the moment as Draper sets the fastest lap. So maybe a bit of a recovery job here for Draper in the AlphaTauri. Of course, he lost a few places recently with an incident, but he's just got the fastest lap now on the hard. I know that I think he's got possibly one or two people engineering tonight in a separate party, so maybe he needs all the help he can get in the AlphaTauri to get him back into the mix. But so far, Liam, you've got your eye on it. Who's caught your eye in the early stages? As Craig O'Reilly could possibly get a move on Mazzles. He's got DRS. Could he finish for the race lead? Craig the championship leader.
Side by side through the dual chicane. Keep the clean. We'll be all about the exit.
We've cursed him. We've cursed him. He's Polish when he's off the track. And all that hard work is going to slip away.
Oh my god.
We just stop talking us to just watch the race. Every time we talk about someone, they end up slipping up. Oh, I can't believe that's happened. That's unreal. All the hard work for Polish, man. I mean, I've benefited Little One, who's now up 11 places. So, actually, that's what I'm talking about, Little One. Let's just leave it there, because knowing me, he'll go off in a moment.
Let's just say double-edged sword.
Yeah, let's keep quiet, I think. But yeah, all the hard work that he put in, not just in this, but in the sprint race, of course, getting 11 places, Polish man, in the sprint race. And you know, look, he's still not in a terrible position now. He's P10. He's not out with the mix by any means, but definitely a setback. I mean, we saw in the last lap then, Craigo got very close to Mazzles. Can potentially this lap be the lap where the Aston Martin can make a move on the Haas driver, two very experienced drivers. But Fandango, though, has pulled away from Ferguson, and he's right in the mix here himself alongside the Haas.
Oh my god, Polishman has gone for another spin, so
it's Leon! Night. It's two for the price of one in the same spot. The Alpine goes off as well.
No, three drivers! Three drivers!
Sartre, it's Draper as well. Wow.
Oh my dear. Oh my dear god.
Craigo has got DRS again, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to Mazzles now. I'm pretty sure he's not going to be close enough, and he's going to remain behind the Haas driver. But it's a very close battle here between the top three. Fandango's just staying in there and they're doing his job at the moment, Liam, and just waiting for an opportunity.
Yeah, and if I were him, stay as close to Craigo as possible. Don't let Ferguson back into DRS. And he's doing a fantastic job of doing that so far. Yeah. And, you know, for Ferguson's end, you'd be thinking, how do I get back into this DRS? It's very important if you're outside the DRS to get back in it as quick as possible, or else you'll just be seeing the gap go up.
I think Ferguson's problem is that he's got Ross right on the back of him here as well, so he's got an Alpine that is in the mood here and wants to get past him. There was nearly contact between the two of them a moment ago. Good clean racing so far between the two, but Ross has got DRS here, and Ferguson could potentially be in trouble, as could Craigo, as could Mazzles, and Fandango's right on the back of Craigo again. He won't make a move into turn one, but Mazzles, look at his mirror now, not just one driver, but two, because Fandango's right in the mix here. This is turning into a lovely little battle here for the race lead. Ferguson did hold on in the end to that P4, but you'd imagine on the next DRS straight, Ross, and possibly his record on speed, could put pressure on the man in P4. But at the moment, Draper is currently down in 19th, and I mentioned to you last lap about Draper. He even got past his lap, but then out of spinning, it's not quite going together for Draper so far in the AlphaTauri.
Nope, and you know, maybe just try and do as much damage recovery as possible. I say that Craigo has made a move on Mazzles, so there we go. The order is being reshuffled once again. Ross and Ferguson side by side by the dual chicane, and they're still going to be side by side coming out of the chicane. And it's all about the straight line speed now, coming into this little right-hander, and it looks like Ferguson with the higher swings, with the superior straight line speed, who will take that position. But Ross, he's going to try and come back at him. And may he go for a gap? I think he will. Ross, he will go for the gap. Ferguson runs wide. They're still going to go side by side. And into the left-hander now. Uphill, slightly off camber. It's a tricky corner to nail, but if you nail it, very good exit. But it doesn't look like Ross has got the exit. And it puts an end to that scuffle for now.
That was lovely. That was a lovely little. I had a great view on the onboard drag on speed there. He was in the mix as well of the Red Bull and the Alpine. Of course, the race lead, as you mentioned, has changed. Craigo has not just got past Mazzles. He started to pull a gap on Mazzles. Craigo, the championship lead at the moment, a highly experienced driver in tow. There's a couple of yellow flags in that lap, one involving Draper again, but also one involving MKP. Another driver that we've cursed on the mediums. He had such a good start to the race, gaining positions, and now back down into P14. So, Yeah, it's happened once again. But Ross and
What
Ferguson
do I-
at it again here potentially. There's only a tenth between the two of them. This could get interesting on the next CRS straight, and you feel that Ferguson could be in a little bit of bother as Draper was off again. And he's having a bit of a nightmare now, Draper, in this race. And the top three could change hands as well here potentially. But Craig has pulled out of the DRS range actually on Mazzles. Here comes Ross and Ferguson again, Liam.
Yep, and it looks like it's going to be a simple overtake for Ross. And it is a very simple overtake for Ross. And for Dragon and Speed, you're going to be looking at that and thinking maybe to get past Ferguson as well. But by the looks of things, Ferguson has the superior straight line speed.
Possibly a recovery job for Veloce. I've just made a place on KXI. It's a long time since Veloce set the pole position in the one-shot floor. He's kind of all gone downhill for him since then. But he's back into the top 9 now, just overtaken the Alpha Tauri of KXI. Little one in front of him, I've already mentioned Little one at 12th place and started this race dead last 7 laps going P20. Now up into P8, he's got a big gap ahead of him to Harry Park. Ferguson and Ross, and in front of them, I'm not saying that it's becoming a battle of second v third, but Craig's gap is getting bigger and bigger, really, and at the moment, it's now Fandango and Mazzles, and Mazzles going to lose 2 places. He's lost P1, Mazzles now lost P2, and last week's race winner in Monaco, who was leading this race just over a lap ago, is now down to 3rd. He's lost the lead to Craigo, he's now lost his P2 to the McLaren of CRL Fandango, and Mazzles down to P3 now.
And the best thing about this for Craigo is Fandango isn't in the DRS. He won't be in the DRS come the Mistral Straight. And if you're Craigo, rejoice. That's a little bit of pressure off your back.
Oh, 100%. As these two are battling each other, it's perfect, isn't it, for you? There's a penalty for Ferguson, and that could be really costly in his bid for a top 5. And he's been in a battle we've lost before. Dragon on Speed could potentially get close enough for a movie on the Red Bull driver. Will Dragon make a move? Another highly experienced driver. He's Dragon on Speed, knows what he's doing, and he'll be patient now, knowing that Ferguson's got a penalty, and that will benefit the Aston Martin driver come the end of this race. He's the only driver at the moment, Ferguson, Liam, that's got a penalty, which could be massively costly here. Dragon make a move this time on the inside of Ferguson. He does make a move, a brave move, but a great one. And Harry Palmer now looking for him on Ferguson. He's going to get a move on him. Oh, and he's nearly contact between the two of them. And now Harry Palmer has to wait behind Ferguson. But Ferguson all of a sudden looks very, very vulnerable in that P6 position. Yeah,
and it's not a very good. It wasn't a very good lap for Ferguson.
Polish man, Liam, he's gone off again. We've ruined his race there, me and you.
Yep.
Oh dear.
not good for the pull. However, there's still 17 laps to go.
Still a long way to go. You know, strange things happen, haven't they? There's a long way to go and get back into the race, but yeah, again, it's gone from being a really good night for Polish man, an incredible sprint effort, so bit of bad luck potentially in the race so far. 9 laps in, still a long way to go, as Liam just said, and Craigo's still well over a second away from Fandango. Fandango, to be fair, he's starting to pull away from Mazzles. Mazzles will be in DRS range, but only just here. And you wonder, if Mazzles was to not be in DRS of Fandango, he could be in trouble, Mazzles here. He could start losing ground on that top 2.
And his pace from the sprint race isn't really transferring into the main race. And for Mazzles, you'd be confused. I'm confused as to why he doesn't have
contact! Sorry, Liam, sorry to interrupt. There's quite a big contact between Little One and Veloce, and that could invite KXI here. There was an impact there between the two of them into the corner. A Little One hitting into the side of Veloce. Little One getting the move done, but that's invited KXI now as well, and KXI could capitalise here on the two of them, and he nearly hits into the back of Veloce as well. And these two making contact again, Little One and Veloce. They don't like each other, these two. This could be a battle to keep a close eye on here.
Between the Italian teams.
all 3 of them.
Three Italian teams going at it. I have to say, volume for all of them. But it's very argy-bargy for Ian Jr.
Yeah.
He's very on. How do I say this? Risk-taking. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, he is indeed, and he's nearly hit him again. Draper's retired.
Oh my God!
Sorry, Connect who's retired. That's on track. It's a safety car. A safety car.
There's a safety car.
And it's
if you're MKP, if you're MKP, rejoice. as much as possible, rejoice.
And if you're Draper as well, Draper's racing back on it, because he's miles, but look where Draper is. Draper's still on lap 1 somewhere. But he's back into the race now as well, and it is due to the incident that's involved RIP Connect and on-track DNF for a Williams driver and a lap 10 safety car. I mean, if you're Craig O'Leary, what are you thinking? Because you pulled a 1.5 second gap on second place. You know, you're comfortable. You're in your own sort of comfort zone. You're winning pretty comfortably. Is he going to be a little bit frustrated now that the pack's going to be put together again?
I mean, yes, of course, and you also have to factor in the medium tyres. That, let's be honest, they don't go very long.
No.
So it'll be a very big spanner in the works, and I'm very interested now. Will we see punctures at the very end, given that there's no safety cars from here on out?
Quite possibly.
I think there's yeah, I mean, there's always a chance for punctures to happen with these safety cars coming into effect. And
as you mentioned, MKP as well is in a great spot now if he can put the hards on.
Craigo, he doesn't pit. Shiro Fandango doesn't pit. Mazzles goes for a brave one. He's going to go and pit. And will anyone follow him through? Only Harry Palmer. Yeah.
A little one's going to get caught in a double stack here, isn't he? Which will cost him a little bit of time, but maybe worth it. To be fair, quite a lot of the boys in the midfield have opted for the pits. I'm going to drive through Pen for Gautier. Oh
dear.
And I think it's his home Grand Prix tonight as well.
It is,
so
yes.
That's a real shame that he's got to drive through. We can see quite a lot, to be fair, Liam, of pitting. And you start to wonder how this is going to work now, because the top 5 all on the hold hards. Nacho and Polishman also sticking on the hard tyre. The rest, all in the pits. So I mentioned MKP, he's on the hards now. MKP, to be fair, he's definitely one to watch here, Liam, on them fresh hards.
Yeah, MKP, he's... Well... I think everything should be going for him, given if he has no spins for the rest of this race.
Yeah.
I think things are going to be looking bright for him. There's still drivers in front that still need to pit. You have the medium runners who will be fast for the next maybe 12 or so laps until the crossover point begins. So, yeah, for MKP. It's all about playing patient and not going for any stupid moves. I'm
going to very quickly run to the toilet while I've got a bit of a break. I'll be 30 seconds.
Okay. Okay, it's time for me to waffle on a little bit. I think it's best if we talk about in real life F1. And you know, today McLaren and Aston Martin have both dropped their liveries. Now, for the most part, from an unbiased perspective, they've been disappointing. Same livery as last year for both of the teams. However, if you have a bird's eye, for example, a detective's eye even, you'd notice that these cars, although they may look the same, you know, you'll see certain differences. Like, for example, with Aston Martin's front nose, it is more of a Ferrari shape this year. And even with their side pods, a much more aggressive side pod look, and it looks more like the Ferrari side pods than ever, as well as the engine box being widened in Aston Martin. Yes, we're still yet to see it out on track, but it'll be very interesting to see if they gained. And there's rumours going around the paddock that they might be the dark horse come the new season. And of course McLaren, you know, they've got big ambitions. I'm curious to see now if maybe McLaren are the ones who make the big step forward. And of course we have the Alfa Romeo which is coming into this this game actually. The 2023 livery. Hey, hello.
I'm back.
I was just talking about the liveries and the launch, and you know, I was just about to say there that the 2023 livery is going to hit for the F122 car come the eve of the Bahrain test. So it'll be very interesting to see the black Alfa Romeo take the track in this game.
Yeah.
Considering it is the 2023 car, let's not mix our words. That's the 2023 car into 2022 game. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it looks in the end.
It is indeed. Have I missed anything in terms of pit stops? Looks like the top 6 are still, or top 5 even, are still on the hard tyre.
Yep, no pit stops at all, just weaving. Just a lot of weaving, and safety car in this lap. Draper isn't back with the field. He seems to have gone for a spin as well. I feel bad for him,
Yeah,
Draper.
it's not really worked. I would say he's back in the race, but he's not now, is he? It's kind of not really worked out for him in the end, which is a shame.
Annoying.
A shame for Draper, but it is what it is. There's not really much he can do. He's kind of, he's not. I mean, he's not out of the race, is he? But I mean, he is, isn't he? Really, on the same time, he's done now, isn't he? The fact that he can't catch up.
Yep. He might get blessed with another safety car, but you just never know. And now, the safety car restart. Craigo taking the de facto safety car role.
Yep.
Followed by Fandango behind. Craigo, will he get a very good restart, or will Fandango be the one to catch him napping? And he still doesn't go late yet.
Yeah, he's going to go late, which could really spice things up here. He's still not gone.
And he's gone.
Look at the pack behind him though, and that's going to really make things interesting here. The top 5 all on the hold hard still. How will that pan out? Mazzles is the highest medium runner. He remains in P6 for now as we get on the way for lap 13 of this French Grand Prix here in Tier 3. There's a huge pack towards the front, and there's a double DNF involving Matt. It's a triple DNF.
And there's another DNF.
Wow.
There's so many DNFs. MKP, Mighty Baguette, KXI, Velochayev Jr. seems to have been involved as well. No front wing for him. Same with Gautier Lefilon. He's having a disaster home Grand Prix at the moment.
He's got no wing either, so a triple DNF there, yet somehow no safety car, which is phenomenal really. We'll try and get back to the front after a chaotic restart involving KXI, Forget and MKP, possibly more drivers involved as well, but they're the 3 that have sadly DNF from this race. But as you mentioned, Gautier's got no wings. I think Veloce may be involved as well. That's chaos. Not often you see a triple DNF at the start of a restart. Draper's gone off the track again. I mean, Draper's had bad luck here. He thought then when he saw all them cars DNF, he could have been back in the mix, but unfortunately for him, he is not. The little one makes him with Harry Palmer. The 2 Alfa Romeos going at it here, and we've already seen a few teams battling out tonight on track. Alfa Romeos, to be fair,
make a little bit of contact. So very good on Little One for pulling off a clean over. Oh, I say that he goes for an audacious dive bomb on Polishman, and it's going to be a drag race come turn 1. Polishman on the inside, Little One into the outside, and it looks like the Red Bull is towing that Alfa Romeo along. And Polishman, he goes for an audacious send. Ferguson being the biggest loser out of them all. There's going to be a little bit of wheel spin for Little One, and that puts an end to that scuffle for now, and it leaves them vulnerable too. Get past the Red Bull, I think we will. He goes for the inside move. Harry Palmer goes for the inside, and there's still more positions to be lost for Ferguson as he loses out to his teammate Jay Hartnell.
Chaos, absolute chaos there. What a restart it has been. Craigo's still leading, but Fandango is right on his tail here, as is Ross, as is dragging Yellow Flag on track again. That involves Draper. He's still going somehow, Draper, but he's falling behind massively now in the Alpha Tauri. Mazzles is the highest medium runner. Can he make his first move on one of the hard runners here? He's neck and neck with Dragon on speed. Mazzles on the inside line, though. Dragon to make him work for him. Mazzles has got the job done and makes his first move. Yellow Flag on track again. It involves Draper once more. But Mazzles getting his first move there as he hunts down the hard runners.
Oh my god. Sorry, just the amount of yellow flags Draper's brought out.
And he's still somehow going. I mean, he's about to get lapped now, Draper. He's got no wing on the straight.
I think he's taking a little bit of the mick. I'm spectating him now. I don't think he's taking it pretty seriously.
No, I don't think he's looking at it. He's completely in the middle of the track as well, and we're trying on track, which is not great. And Draper, he's going to bring a safety car. I mean, that's not good. It's not.
That's not a good look. That is not a good look.
And I know that the stewards will look at that, but you can see, he was doing donuts on the straight when the drivers are coming down the track. He then puts it in a wall, and he's fallen onto the safety car there out of nothing, which is frustrating.
Yeah, that is very frustrating. But if you're Mazzles, you'd be over the moon at the moment. That saves a little bit of tyre wear for them, and I think he'll take the race lead if these drivers pit.
Yeah, and it also suits Little One, and don't forget Little One started this race in P20. He's on the mixture podium here, there's no doubt about it. He's going to be in the mixture podium from the end of the race, and to be even in that conversation when he started dead last is incredible. It's quite funny before the race. We were starting saying no safety cars on this track. It's been 4 altogether now involved in this thing.
Yep, and there you go. Just goes to show that anything can happen in CRO and in France.
It does indeed. But that one was an avoidable one. I think Draper there was, like you say, he's cut the nick a little bit there, and the stewards will probably have a look at that. Listen, he's had a frustrating night. I know frustrations get the better of you sometimes. I've been there myself, but when you're doing donuts on the straight, I don't think it looks very good. And I think Draper could find himself in a little bit of bother there. He's just become the 6th driver to DNF tonight. Both AlphaTauri out of this race, as well as the Ferraris, might forget, the McLaren MKP, the Williams of RC3 S8 and the Mercedes of the Lux. It leaves with 14 drivers left. Prego and Fandango in the pit. Ross in the pits as well, and so is Dragon. I think all the hard runners, to be fair, Liam, coming in for their stop.
Yep, and for them, they'll have the freshest mediums of the bunch. And that's precious tyre wear that they can save here. They'll only have to do, give or take, 10 laps on the mediums.
Yeah.
So, all to play for these guys.
Indeed.
And I'm curious now, where is... Oh, MKP, yeah, he DNF'd.
Yeah, he was involved in the 3-car incident on the last safety car restart that involved him, KXI and Mighty Forget.
Oh, that's a shame. That's truly a shame.
It is, because he went for the alternate strategy, didn't he? He started on the mediums at the start of the race when the other 19 all opted for the hards. He gained some place. I think he was up 5 places at one stage on the mediums. Then he pitted under the safety car for his hards, and you looked at it at that point and you thought, you know what, he could be on for a really good result here. Strategy was in his favour, and of course he was involved in whatever happened at turn 1, carnage at turn 1, that retired 3 cars. Interesting, like you say, Liam, now, because you've got the top 5 all on not on old mediums, but older mediums, and then you've got a pretty much fresh set of mediums behind them all. So if you're Craigo, Fandango, or even Dragon and Speed here, Dragon and Speed with no penalties on fresh mediums, could be in a very healthy position come the end of this race.
Yeah, and all to play for from here on out. It is going to be like a sprint here, given that all these drivers are on the same tyres, except for Veloce Jr., who still is yet to pit for his mediums, I think.
Can Gautier catch up? He'll be open. The safety car saves out one more lap and he can catch up. I think he might be. I think he may be okay here, Gautier. I think he could do another lap under the safety car by the looks of it. And I think Gautier may still be in this race. And a difficult night in his own Grand Prix so far, but possibly still more to come from him. However, he has still got a drive-through penalty. He's not served yet. But he got a few laps to go, so you feel that his race could be a long way back, shall we say. Leon,
and there goes Leon.
On track DNF. It is an on track DNF. He's in a wall. And what has happened there?
Must have just put down the throttle a little bit hard, so dropped the rear. That's a very odd safety car DNF.
It is, and Veloce's now going to pit himself. We're down to 13 now.
We are down to 13. 7 runners DNF'd. Leon, that guy Draper, KXI, Matey Biget, MKP, IRT Connects, and Derluxi all retiring from this race. So, it is a bit of a shame for these drivers, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Involving Leon. Maybe just a bit of an incident, maybe a bit of a spin, but whatever it has, it's involved in retiring from the session, and that's now 7 DNS, which is pretty unheard of from my previous experience in France. This has probably been the most dramatic French Grand Prix I've ever seen in my life. And I've commentated quite a few of them and been involved in quite a few of them as well, but 7 DNFs, couple of safety cars, and still a good 10 laps to go here, Liam. I mean, who is your favourite at the moment? I know it's tough to call, isn't it? But is it any of the top 4, or do you think it favours Craig here?
I think Little One might be the underdog here.
Yeah.
And of course, going safe, go Craigo. He's got the freshest mediums of the bunch. He's got track position. He can start picking his way through the field.
I mean, Craigo and Fandango have been very close to this race between the two of them.
Yeah, and it's all to play for between both of them. And it'll be all about getting ahead of one of these older mediums and trying to create a buffer zone between these drivers.
I think. That's what I was just going to say. I think keep trying dragging on Speedy. I think he's in a good spot dragging on Speedy. He's got fresh mediums. He's not got any penalties. And quite a few of the boys around him have got penalties, haven't they? I think Dragon could. I'm not going to say a podium. I think that's maybe a little bit too far. I certainly think a top 5 for Dragon is definitely doable.
Oh, definitely. I think you know, if he keeps it on track, doesn't extend any corners.
Yeah.
He's definitely in for a top 5, maybe even a 4th place. You just never know.
Maybe even a win. Who knows? You never know.
Who knows? Who knows? And it's all about the safety car restart now. Mazzles to take away the safety car restart. 6-lap-old mediums. Hasn't had the best race pace, but he has tracked position, which is always nice. Little one behind, and he's going to be the one to try and take away from Mazzle's glory. And the two Alfa Romeos going side by side is almost like an IndyCar start. And Mazzles, he's away once again. And the little one not really being phased by it. He sticks behind. 5/10 is the gap. Jay Hartnell. Oh dear.
It's Fandango. It's Fandango. He's not had a good start at all. He got caught off guard massively. And the Mercedes, a Polish man, has just hit right into the back of him as well. And has somehow already damaged their Gautier, the DSQ from the session. But poor Fandango. I mean, he was sleeping, Liam, on the restart. He was still warming his tyres up when the restart had happened.
Oh my god. Well, that's something to say the least. And Craigo, he's got work to do now. He's got to catch up to Jay Hartnell, who will not put up an easy fight for Craigo.
Keep an eye on the Aston Martin team here, Liam. And again, this nearly contact that's involving Polishman and Fandango. And Dragon on Speed, I didn't mention him before, has now overtaken Craigo. Is he now the predominant Aston Martin driver? Is he now the favourite for the race, Dragon on Speed? He's overtaken 2 or 3 cars since the restart. It's been a poor start for Fandango, and again he's battling with Polishman, and these two are not letting each other lie down. It is more contact between the two of them. These two are going to end up causing trouble in a minute, because they're not giving up at all. There's more contact again involving Polishman and Fandango.
Oh my god.
And Craigo and Ferguson in the mix as well. You've got to be careful, these two. This could end very badly. And
oh my god. We might see an audacious dive bomb here. Nope. No, we don't, thankfully. But we see Ferguson going for the outside move on Fandango. He may have to give the position back. He does. And yeah, that's a crazy restart. Crazy restart. It's
a crazy restart that has favoured Dragon on Speed, who's not just gained place, he's gained on his teammate, he's overtaken his teammate. Craigo, you'd have said, was the race favourite up until the restart, but maybe now Dragon on Speed could be the race favourite. It's going to be an interesting battle. Oh, it's a bit of a wobble there, Dragon, though, and that could invite Craigo. Now, how do these two play it out? Because the teammates, the two very experienced drivers here, but I have no doubt they're both going to win this race. Could Craigo get the place back on Dragon here? I think he will do. And Craigo now going to, after losing that place, last lap, gains that place back on Dragon. But the two Aston Martins here are in a great position and are absolutely flying. Could we see a potential Aston Martin 1-2 here, Liam?
We absolutely could. We absolutely could. I think we're in for a banger. Oh my god, my game's crashed.
Oh dear, well, we're in for a banger. Liam's not. He's off the game. But,
anyway, let me.
I will try and get you back in as we watch the trio of Polish man Ross and Fandango fighting in very close quarters here. What's my in for a little bit? Smashes right into the back of Fandango on the McLaren. He's round. An incident involving the Ferrari and the McLaren, and it's an incident that put Fandango right down into P12, the last remaining driver. It's been a horrendous restart for Fandango. On for a podium, on for a potential race win at one point. He's now right at the back in P12, and that's involving the Veloce. He's just completely wiped it out there. He's got his braking roll on. A Polish man looking for Ruben Ross. So we enter lap 20, and there's still all to play for here in this Grand Prix.
Have you sent me an invite? Sorry.
I can do now. Bear with me 1 second.
Wait, I think I can reuse this invite.
I have just invited you. A little one though.
Oh.
Up to second, Harry Palmer into third. As it stands, it's an Alfa Romeo double podium here, but of course the top 4 are on older medium tyres. Craigo though has just overtaken Jay Hartnell, and potentially now he's a man on the mission here. The championship leader after the first 3 rounds of the season, looking to extend his lead at the top of the table. He's up to P4, he's overtaken Jay Hartnell. And interestingly enough, the 3 drivers currently ahead of Craigo are all on 5-lap older medium tyres. Mazzles, Little One and Harry Palmer. So Craigo on a mission here. Jay Hartnell though, despite being on the old tyres, looking to try and fight back the Aston Martin driver. Liam, was in P5, he's lost the car, he's going to lose so many places. It's heartbreak for Jay Hartnell. A top 5 at one point, now all the way down into P9 and possibly out of the battle here. One little mistake there, possibly them older mediums that have cost him.
That is genuinely heartbreaking. I'm sorry for him.
Race lead, Liam, race lead. Mazzles v Little One, and Mazzles are going to fly past Little One into turn 1, and Mazzles potentially on course for back-to-back wins. I mentioned about 10 times that he was winning Monaco last week. He's winning here as well, but look at Craigo, Liam, he's flying now.
He really is, and he's caught back up to the Alfa Romeo of Harry Palmer. 2 tenths separating these 2 drivers, and for Craigo, maybe he wants to burn that ERS, maybe he wants that track position, maybe he wants that win so badly. The DRS is going to be wide open, the big slot and the rear wing activated. Now we might see Little One and Harry Palmer make a move. Yep, Harry Palmer ahead of the Little One.
Oh, and Craigo clips the back a Little One. It's a fantastic sprint race here for the win. Can Craigo move up, make what would be a huge move on the Little One? Not just yet, but Craigo's getting very close now, and you feel like he can pick off Little One. It won't be long until he picks off Harry Palmer and picks off Mazzles. He might pick off Little One now on the inside.
An audacious end.
Oh, and lovely.
I'm surprised they haven't collided just yet. And these 2 drivers, they're still going to go side by side. And these Alfa Romeo tactics, they're absolutely working to perfection, holding up Craigo and his race win run. And by the looks of things, Mazzles, he might be pressured soon by Harry Palmer, who might be going for a race win here. And Craigo here, if you're Craigo, what do you do?
Well, 6 laps to go. Will it be Mazzles, will it be Harry Palmer, will it be Little One, will it be Craigo, will it be Driver on Speed, potentially 5, possibly even 6 drivers still in the mix for this race win. The Alfa Romeos for now, slanging on to that double podium, but Craigo on their much fresher medium tyres, you feel now, has to be the race favourite here with 6 laps to go. Of course, his medium's on 6 laps, the top 3 now all on 11 lap old mediums, so you do feel now it's only a matter of time until Craigo starts picking these lot off and could potentially now pick off his first victim in the Little One. Little One's got DRS though, could that save him? I don't think it will save him because Craigo's flying down the straight here. Little One may be okay though.
It's a closing gap, it's a closing gap, he's going to go for an audacious send! An audacious send, it might have been a very dangerous send! Oh, and a little bit of contact between Little One and Craigo, and Hedge, this is an amazing battle that's forming in front of us.
Yeah, I don't know where to look. I mean, Dragon on Speed all of a sudden, because he's not a battling, he's kicked back into the mix as well now. So you've got potentially 5 drivers here on for the race win. I mean, Dragon on Speed is here, he's in the mix as well. So at one point, he looks out of the race, Dragon on Speed, but these 4 pushing so hard, it's allowed him to gain some time as well. So Dragon on Speed in the mix, you've got 2 Aston Martins, 2 Alfa Romeos, and of course the Haas and Mazzles. I mean, who the favourite is? It's still Craigo, I'm not too sure, because Dragon on Speed is on the same amount of tyres, and he's right behind him, so I mean, I wouldn't know.
Remember the tyre situation, just remember the tyre situation, all to play for at the moment, and Little One doing God's work for Harry Palmer, might I say. He is absolutely doing God's work for Harry Palmer, and if you're the Alfa Romeo team, for me especially, it's very, very exciting, but I don't want to say anything, out of fairness for everyone. I'm also rooting for these Aston Martin drivers as well.
It's a lovely battle, isn't it? I mean, you've got 2 Aston Martins, you've got 2 Alpha male drivers are pushing up Mazzles and riding solo in the Haas, but doing an incredible job, Mazzles here. Of course, as it stands, still on course for back-to-back wins here, but he's under immense pressure from Harry Palmer. Prego, looking from your Little One, but Little One, again, you mentioned Little One, what a job are you doing, and he's still not letting Prego through, but Harry Palmer has had a wobble there, and he's contact involving Prego and Little One, and that could be the race over for Prego. It's absolute heartbreaking. You just wonder now, is that curtains for Prego?
Is it curtains? We don't know. We don't know just yet. But Dragon on Speed, he's going to have to be the one to take the mantle for the Aston Martin team to try and get that race win, or maybe even possibly a podium. You just never know. Remember, these drivers have pitted 12 laps to go. These tyres will be shredded come the end of the race. These tyres will be absolutely hanging on by threads, and literally.
4 laps to go. And you mentioned it was a 5-horse race, possibly now a 4-horse race. Prego, you feel will have a huge amount to do now to get back into this, but don't rule it out just yet. Mazzle still leads from Harry Palmer from Little One and from Dragon Speed. Little One is defending brilliantly from one Aston Martin for the last few laps. He's now got a bit from the other Aston Martin in Dragon Speed. I do believe, and I'm not an expert on shooting, but I do think they're making an incident there between Prego and Little One.
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I will not comment. That's up for the steward to decide. However, you cannot deny it's been an electrifying race around France here tonight.
Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. You look at the DNFs on track, look at the safety cars on track, but look at the battle for the win, and we still have no idea which one of these 4, possibly even 5, will win this Grand Prix as Mazzles continues to defend for his life ahead of Harry Palmer. It's been an interesting start to the season, Mazzles, of course. No points in the opening 2 races. He then bounced back with a massive win in Monaco last week. Possibly now 3 laps away from back-to-back race wins for Mazzles as he puts down his championship contention. But Harry Palmer and Little One are not out running yet. It's been an amazing race from Alfa Romeo. And don't forget Little One. Liam, he started P20 Little One tonight. He was right at the back. He's now third.
You have to be really impressed with Little One. He's come in as I think as a reserve, anyways, and he's just done his job so well to come back from last up into third. Just it takes a certain amount of skill and luck to haul your car into third.
Harry Palmer finally making a move on Mazzles though, Liam, or he's still going to stay behind. I think he's going to be stuck behind him still here.
I think Harry will stay behind Mazzles until the final lap, as is a very popular tactic between league racers and real life drivers alike. Yeah. To stay behind in the slipstream and save that energy recovery system.
Liam, a penalty for Craigo. It is heartbreak for Craigo.
It is his race crumbling in front of him.
Oh, the change! There's Harry Palmer in the wall! Can you believe it? No. Can you believe that? Craigo gets a penalty, and then Harry Palmer, he chances the race, but he chances the podium is surely over. Oh my
dear God. And if there couldn't be any more drama, there is. And look at here, wow. Those 14-lap-old mediums hanging on by a thread.
I said to keep an Dragon on Speed, Liam, and is he now favourite? I mean, we've seen how difficult it is to overtake Mazzles. He'd have to overtake Mazzles and Little One. Could Little One do a lap to first here in France? It's possible with 2 laps to go. I mean, surely not. 20th to first? No way.
I mean, I'm going to drop a little bit of a professionalism here, but bro wants to really do that last to first challenge. Bro put it on 0% AI. And he's done the Lord's work for Alfa Romeo so far. It's all about execution now to see if he can possibly take the race win. But don't count out Dragon on Speed just yet. Dragon on Speed, he's just waiting patiently. He has the best CRS of the 2 drivers. Out of Mazzles and Little One, so he has the advantage energy recovery system wise. I mean, for him, I think it's going to be plain sailing for him come the last lap. He just needs to pull off an overtake on Little One this lap.
But he's had them done because these 2 are defending for their lives, aren't they? And Mazzles, I mean, what a job Mazzles has done to defend like he has done for so long. I mean, he's still on for a race winning, Mazzles, still on for back-to-back wins with a lap and a half to go. We haven't looked at the lap of the race. It looks like it's Harry Palmer, he's a nightmare. An absolute nightmare lap ago. He's on for a P2 Harry Palmer. He's now Not even on for points potentially here as he drops to P11 as Fandango makes the move on that job. Plenty of drama, plenty of heartbreak for some. It is Valentine's Day tomorrow, Liam, so you know, it involves hearts, you know. But there you go. That's Fandango. Fandango, we're talking about Fandango, but he was on for a win earlier, and he's down in 10th now. A lap and a half to go. Will it be Mazzle? Will it be Little One? Or will it be Dragon Speed? It's still a 3-horse race here, and we have no idea which one of these three will win the race. Will it be Haas, Alfa Romeo, or Aston Martin? A lap to go. Mazzles v Little One v Dragon Speed for the race. And if he's lost, to be fair, he was also having contention, but he's got penalties, which of course will impact him from the end of the race.
Can I just say, blinking ERS lights for Mazzles, he's out of the energy that he needs come the Mistral Straight. And if you're Little One, you've got to be licking your lips right now. You've got to be thinking about that race win. And don't count out Dragon on Speed. These two could collide, and they could open up a way for both Dragon on Speed and Ross, who's done an amazing job to stick within these three DRS of these cars.
Final lap 27 of 27 in what has been an incredible French Grand Prix year. Season 8 of Cone Racing League Tier 3. Only round 4 of 16, so a long way to go in this season, but every point matters from the end of the season in both the drivers and the constructors' shouts. It's still a 3-horse race, and Mazzle goes on. Dragon on Speed could potentially make his move here on Little One. Little One could make his move on Mazzle. There's going to be 3 of them for the race win.
Oh my God!
Mazzle could be in big trouble here. He's going to try and defend for his life, but Little One takes the lead of the race from P20.
Two goes Dragon on Speed.
Here comes Ross as well. He's out on the running either. Mazzles could go from P1 to P3. He has. Is it going to be heartbreak for Mazzle, who's defending for his life in P1? He's now not even going to be in the top 3 because here comes Ross, and Ross passes Mazzles as well. Little One is potentially 3 corners away from a P20 to P1, one of the greatest ever results in the history of CRL, but don't rule out Dragon yet, Liam.
Nope, and it's going to be an audacious dive bomb that Dragon on Speed will have to try and attempt. Will he go for it? I'm very curious now, and I think he's going to... Oh, he was thinking about it, but Little One, he's done the last two first. He's done it for Alfa Romeo.
Oh my Dragon, will Mazzles get Dragon? He won't, but Little One, Liam, has pulled off one of the best results you will ever see in CRL. A P20 to P1. Wow.
Absolutely. Scenes, just the scenes at the moment in CRL Tier 3, absolute. Oh my God! I don't. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
I did say it was bound to be a classic. We got an instant classic. Congratulations to the Little One for pulling off the best performance I've seen, personally. And as for the rest of these drivers who finished, congratulations and commiserations for passing the trials and tribulations of that is France. It is a mentally draining track, that is.
I mean, one will say is close the driver of the day vote out for the whole league because I know he's got driver of the week this week. Little One has to get driver of the season, I think, for that. That is, I've commentated a ton of races as of you, Liam, and I've never ever seen something like that. A P20 to P1. I mean, wow, it is unbelievable. He had such a bad week, Little One, as well. Of course, he DNF'd in Monaco last week. He was on pole in Monaco and DNF last week. He had a DNF in the sprint race tonight, which resulted in him starting 20, if you can see that on your screen now. P20 to P1. He's overtaken every single driver to win this race. I mean, you've got to feel for Mazzles, only. I mean, he was half a lap away from a win. He's not even got a P2 in the end. He's come third, which is still a great result.
I mean, that's how it is. Racing, there's a lot of heartbreak involved, and, well, for Mazzles, big heartbreak. I mean, I feel for him.
Wow.
It is to lose 2 positions on the final lap and be at the last step of the podium. It is heartbreaking, but heartbreak builds character.
Yeah, I mean, you have to give credit to the 3 of them, but also to the likes of Ari Palmer, to Fandango, who was in the mix as well. I mean, even Veloce, you know, we mentioned about Veloce having a tough night. He got a P5 in the end. You know, he's pulled out a great result in the end, considering the difficulties he had. I mean, you got to feel for Ari Palmer, though, Liam. Down in P10, he was on for a P1, potentially, Ari Palmer, with a lap to go. But in terms of Alfa Romeo, Liam, I don't think you can play a Little One getting you a lot of points there in P1. I mean, is that a drive of the season there? I mean, we're only in round 4. Is that a drive of the best driving car in history potentially. I mean, that is some going. To get a P20 to P1 in any track is difficult, but especially around France where it's not an easy
Yeah.
circuit at all.
No, it takes a lot of skill to pull off such uh, a result like that. So,
Yeah.
congratulations. That's
Oh,
that's that's huge. And I'm tired as well, Hedge, from
yeah.
commentating such a banger of a race.
It was incredible.
Uh,
Absolutely incredible. I mean, it's been a Liam. Our first commentary together couldn't have gone much better. That was an absolute pleasure watching that unfold. I mean, you got. I mean, all three of them in the end. The top three there, Little Wine, Dragon, and Mazzles deserve huge credit. I mean, you go for every driver there, but the three of them, particularly at the end there, give us I mean, that last lap, seeing all three of them literally wheel to wheel for the win was
literally.
was incredible. And I mean, in the end, I think Little One to get a P20 to P1 is outstanding. There's no other word for it. It's incredible. That was brilliant. There's no more words to say. I mean, it's going to leave the championship wide open. We've only done 4 rounds, of course, but let me just check the calendar very quickly. Next week we go to Italy, trek around Monza, which will be, of course, very fast-paced circuit. Should should continue the excitement in this tier. I mean, we're only 4 rounds in, but the excitement so far and the drama and the competitiveness has been incredible. And Little One, you feel now, Liam, should kick on from there. The confidence you'll get from a result like that will be incredible.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be commentating next week. I can tell you that for certain, unless I'm called in again. But you know, these drivers, they're clearly talented. They have a
Oh,
lot of skill,
unbelievable.
and I'm excited to see how the championship develops over the course of the season.
Yep.
And for the Alfa Romeo boys, especially for myself, I'm very, very happy to see such a result.
Yeah, big points for Alfa Romeo there and for Little One, of course. That'll be 30 points, plus, of course, whatever. Obviously, Little One didn't score points in the sprint, but don't forget that drivers will have scored points from the sprint as well. That concludes the French Grand Prix. Liam, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure, mate, for our first commentary together. That was a great commentary, that.
That was definitely very enjoyable. Thank you, Hedge,
No,
as well,
thank you for
for
joining me.
yeah, of course, and of course, before you end the stream, can we just say that you've announced that you're having a baby again, and
Thank you very much. Thank you.
congratulations, mate.
No,
So
thank you very much. That's very nice of you, mate. Thank you.
yeah, of course, and I think we can wrap this up
We can.
here tonight.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yep,
It's
yeah.
a good way to end it, I think. I think after such an incredible race, thank you to all the drivers, because without them, of course, there'd be no race. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of France personally to race around. It's never been a track that suited me, but to commentate, that was unbelievable from the first lap in the sprint to the final lap in the race. It had full of drama, and yeah, we'll see you next week. Monza again should deliver another very exciting Grand Prix. It's all to play for in the championship, wide open between pretty much anyone who wants to win it. Really, we're only 4 rounds in. There's still 12 rounds to go. Plenty of opportunity for each driver to still stake their claim for the title. But thank you once more, Liam, and we will see you all next week for Monza. Good night.